All right, now, George, let's play ball. The Red Sox are reportedly, keyword, reportedly looking for a starting pitcher via trade instead of free agency after missing out on Blake Snell, who I wanted. I was screaming from the high heavens for Blake Snell. So now reportedly they're looking out for a starting pitcher via trade. To this, I say, duh. Look, I think they should be looking hell in high water. Turn over every rock. Look everywhere for pitching. I mean, trade, free agency. To be honest, I don't even think you need to trade. Not that I'm against it, but I think there's plenty of arms on the free agent market.
Yeah, but to get a Garrett Crochet who has a year of arbitration left.
Okay, well, that's a different conversation.
Yeah.
But, I mean, I'm willing to have that combo, but I'm also willing to just continue to scour free agency. There's arms available. There were arms available last year, too. Like, I don't think it has to be one or the other, in other words.
Yeah.
If you told me they traded for a pitcher and signed a free agent pitcher, great offseason. Thanks for playing.
Yeah.
You understand?
Yeah.
I get why it's news, but to me, it's like, do whatever the hell it takes. Trade, free agency, I'm fine with it.
Any avenue possible, they have to add an ace. And, there's the way of, you go the Garrett Crochet route, just 25 years old, coming off a career high in innings pitched at just 146. So, first season as the guy.
Yeah.
But he would step in and be the guy here. I mean,
right.
Four-seam heavy, but uses a sweeper. He gave from 97 down to 85.
Yeah.
Again, you got to hit on the fact that he's 25 years old. You have a year of arbitration.
Yep.
So, that is cost-effective for a team that may not want to be paying a tax.
For now.
But what you can do with a Garrett Crochet, and then you could get a Max Fried on a 2-year deal. And Max Fried, that's a free agent. That's a guy
free agent.
That's 2 years, $26 million a year. Let's say if that's a number. Sinker, slider, sweeper. That's his 4 primary pitches along with the fastball. But he has 7 tools in his bag.
Sure.
And he's an off-speed pitcher. So at 30 years old, yes, but that's a guy that will last a while because he doesn't put a big strain on his shoulder. And I just go back to the 2021 World Series run. He was roughed up in the CS. He was roughed up in the World Series. Then you go game 6, 6-inning pitch, no earned runs, 6 strikeouts.
Yeah.
It's just been nails for the Braves and been on a big stage.
Yeah.
I want a Max Fried.
Oh, me too.
And I think that how much, and the fact that he already has a sweeper in his arsenal, that ties in with Andrew Bailey in the Red Sox pitching coach. If the Red Sox go out and sign a Juan Soto, you can't mess around. You can't leave anything for chance. Because I love how the length of his contract will be prime.
Yeah.
But you have to take advantage of, if you get a Juan Soto, Jarren Duran still in his prime.
Sure.
Ceddanne Rafaela still in his prime. Trevor Story healthy. Rafael Devers in his prime. You can't mess around with the pitching. Because when they go after a pitcher, you have to look at who do we want backing up with the runs that Juan Soto will put up.
Yeah.
It's not A and B. It's not black and white. Everything's gray. Every move they make is tied into if they get Juan Soto.
I think that's well said. I will also say this. I've noticed now in we'll just call it modern day recent baseball, right? It's balanced now. Once upon a time, pitching won you World Series. Okay, your bats could go cold. If your pitchers were stellar, you're winning the World Series.
Yeah.
I think those days are gone. If you notice now, it's balanced. You got to have bats too.
Oh, yeah.
Okay, your bats go cold, you're going home. How's that sound? Ask the Yankees about that. So the Dodgers, meanwhile, had pitching issues all year. You get in a World Series, pitching's better. Bats are the Dodgers bats. They're all-stars, and they win the World Series. You got to have balance. I personally don't want to play the trade game too much because you have so many great prospects here. I'm greedy. I don't want to give anyone up. I'd rather go free agency. I love your Fried idea in free agency. Corbin Burns is available.
Stud.
Now those are top tier guys. There's another tier down for a little bit cheaper.
Yeah.
You can get a Nathan Eovaldi back here in Boston. You can get a Shane Bieber, who I know people say, well, he's old. Well, no Shaq, but he's an upgrade over anything you have here, if you ask me. So, as I said, for the record, I don't give a damn. Trade, free agency, whatever you got to do. Open tryouts for all I care. I want the arms. That's the key here.
Look, you have Tanner Houck. You have Brian Bayo. Garrett Whitlock you can figure out.
Yeah.
You get a Bieber, he'd be a good 3, and that can make
That's
Bayo be your
saying.
4th guy in the rotation.
That's what I'm saying,
You
bro.
need an ace, though. And don't go cheap. Go get a Max Fried. Go get a Corbin Burns. Let Houck be that number 2, and let 3, 4, 5 sort itself out.
You don't love Eovaldi, huh?
I like Evaldi. He'd be fine as a 3. Again, he could be a 3.
Right.
And then Brian Bale's your 4th guy in your rotation.
So it's almost tiers.
Yeah.
It's like Fried and Burns are like.
You need that ace, and you need that stallion.
Yeah.
That is pitch and could do the workload as well. Like you need someone that can last the season. And build out the bullpen. Like if Whitlock goes to just be a long-term out-getter, him with the Aroldis Chapman, that's a great 1-2 setup for Lucas Giolito to come in and close out in the 9th.
Yeah.
That's pitching staff. You need out-getters.
Right.
You don't need closers. You don't need starting. You need out-getters.
I like what you said, though. Everything ties to Soto.
Everything ties to
Everything.
Juan Soto.
It all comes back
It's
to Juan
exciting to
Soto.
talk about it, though.
It is.
It's like you could be the San Francisco Giants and you're not in it at all. It's exciting to talk about.
Yeah, it's relevancy, right? No doubt.